All right, let's dive in. Today, we're breaking down the claims behind a program called the Brain Song. The whole idea is that our smartphones are kind of making our brains weaker, and, you guessed it, they claim to have the fix. So let's unpack their argument.
So, the argument kicks off with a really modern problem. In our super tech-heavy lives, are we basically just outsourcing our own memory?
And it gets right to the point with this question. Does your phone remember more than you do? I mean, it's a simple thought, but it's pretty powerful, right? It's designed to make you think about how much we lean on these devices for just about everything.
And what are we outsourcing exactly? Well, according to the source material, it's all that little stuff we used to have to keep in our heads. You know, important dates, people's names, phone numbers, even our daily to-do lists. Our phones handle all that now, so we don't really have to bother remembering it.
And here's the kicker. The whole point they're making is that this convenience, it has a price. The core issue, as they see it, is that we're just forgetting to exercise our brains. And that is the central problem that the Brain Song program says it was built to solve.
So after laying out this problem, they, of course, introduce their solution, the Brain Song. It's pitched as basically a workout for your mind, a way to get back to mental fitness.
Okay, so what is this thing really? Well, the video defines the Brain Song as a brain training program. The whole goal is to help boost your memory, get your focus back, and just generally improve your cognitive performance using a bunch of structured mental exercises.
And it's not just some general brain boost. They claim to target 4 very specific functions. They say that, based on research in neuroscience and psychology, the program goes after your attention span, how fast you learn, your problem-solving skills, and, of course, your memory.
But how does it supposedly do all that?
Well, the whole claim really hinges on this one key scientific idea, something they call a brain food protein.
And that protein is called BDNF, which is short for Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. The source describes it as this absolutely crucial protein that's like a support system for your brain cells, helping them grow, stay healthy, and just survive. And this is why your BDNF levels apparently matter so much. When they're high, you get good stuff, like better memory and faster learning, but when they're low, that's when you can run into things like memory loss, slower thinking, and even mood disorders.
So, you might be wondering, what causes these important levels to drop in the first place? Well, according to the source, it comes down to 3 main culprits. Just getting older, the chronic stress that comes with modern life, and not being active enough, a sedentary lifestyle. Okay, so that brings us right back to how the program actually works. The whole idea is that the Brain Song is designed specifically to fight that decline by getting your brain to naturally produce more of that BDNF protein.
So, how do they do it? It boils down to 3 core things: targeted mental exercises, some visualization practices, and a series of focus challenges. The claim is that when you do these together, you stimulate your brain's plasticity, which is just its ability to change and adapt, and that encourages it to get stronger over time.
So who is this actually for? Well, the promotional material seems to have 3 main groups in their sites. It's for students who want to do better in school, professionals who need to stay sharp to compete, and older adults who want to hold on to their mental agility.
And here's a pretty big selling point: the time commitment. The program claims all this takes is just 2 to 3 minutes a day. That's it. So it's something you can fit into pretty much any schedule.
All right, let's tie all of this together. As we get to the end here, the source really leaves us with a big picture takeaway. It frames this whole thing as more than just a product. It's really a question for our time. And this quote from their material just sums it all up perfectly. It really brings us full circle, right back to that main idea that because we rely so much on technology, our brain, our most important muscle, might be getting a little out of shape. So in the end, they leave us with this really provocative question. As technology takes over more and more of our thinking and remembering, is actively training our brain the ultimate life hack? It's a pretty fascinating thought to end on. Thanks for tuning in.